closer than Tryndamere was, you really should have just came up and started hitting Vi, and Jinx should have started hitting Vi, because once you get that ult from Tryndamere, you need to run. You don't fight. Don't just wait it out. Because after his ult is gone, he's just a melee ADC, nothing else. He's just an ADC with the sword. That's it. He's the only thing that makes Tryndamere good is his ult. Okay, this is good rotations. You got 4 bot, but you need to pressure it. Push, push, push. Tryndamere should not have went back up. He should have stayed down here. So you got Ziggs killed because Ziggs is... Okay, Ziggs shouldn't have ever been in the front. Leona should have been standing in the front, because if he would have pulled Leona and Tryndamere stayed down here, this would have been a perfect 4v4, and Leona would have been closer to Jinx. Jinx would have been able to get locked down by him, which would have made Varus been able to get like 3 or 4 autos onto Jinx. And she would have been dead. Then it would have turned it all into a 4v3. It's another thing, is you need to think about where on the map you need to be. Tryndamere was going mid. Why? There was maybe 7, 8 farm there, so about 130, 140 gold. Cool, but he just gave the other team 300 gold for that kill. Okay, this is a good example of assessing the situation. Also, you need to remember, yes, you do have this turret, but this turret is only going to hit one other person. So even though you're 2 people and a turret fighting 4 people, those 4 people can still very easily kill you because 2 of them are very tanky. Assessing the situation is one of the easiest ways to get out of bronze, because if you can learn how to pick your battles, you will win them most of the time. Okay, what Rek'Sai, okay. What he's doing is really smart. He got Warrior, he saw that he was behind, he's not getting fed, so he immediately got randoms. That's really good. Moby Boots, because yeah, he does need to be places, because there is a lot of roaming from Tryndamere and Ziggs, so he does need to get around the map quicker. I think he's going Hydra. This is not a good idea. After you get that first tank item, you really, really, really want to work on your second, because unless they were all attack damage, if Ziggs was like Zed, for example, they would all be AD, and this would have been good. Then he could have gone damage, because this Randuin's would have made him a lot tankier than Randuin's and a Spirit Visage, because Spirit Visage wouldn't have done anything. But say, oh man, but say he gets into the fight. This Randuin's is not going to stop any of Zig's damage. Yeah, the health will, but it's not going to peel any of the actual damage. It's still going to hit what it's going to hit. So instead of going this pickaxe, trying to go into a Hydra, you really need to go Randuin's, then a Spirit Visage or a Banshee's Veil or whatever magic resist item you need, because one Randuin's isn't going to make you a bit as big of a threat, or Randuin's Hydra not big as a threat as Randuin's and a Banshee's. Because yeah, you're going to be dishing out a little bit more damage, but I mean, look at your team. That's damage, damage, damage. You already have 3 people that dish out a lot of damage. 2 people who are really highly mobile. Okay. This is a really good 5-man rotation, but basically trading if Tryndamere pushes harder, which he's not, because he's... Never mind, he is. But he is not making good choices. Yes, you're split pushing as Tryndamere, but you need to be able to look at your team. Can your team hold this? Yes, they might be able to. Okay, that was good. Alright, but the turret's down. He needs to look over here. He needs to look over here. He sees this turret is down. He sees that his team, this Varus, is fending off all of them now because they're low. He needs to rush that as quick as he possibly can, because Varus didn't follow her to stop her back. Varus, it would have been a lot better to die following them and chasing them than it would be to not, because this wouldn't be happening. He could have got the inhib if he somehow killed Morgana or even just stalled her a little bit more. Okay, he didn't. It didn't force out his ult. That was good. That's good. Okay, he didn't need to ult. Alright, good. This is a good rotation from everyone. This is good. If you're in bronze but you see this happening, this is good. You see, everyone sees that Dragon's up. They're all going to that side. But hesitation is another thing that keeps you where you are at. Hesitating to have all your teammates over here, but not actually doing anything to harass the dragon, is not what you need to do. I'm just okay. Another thing, what that's a good example of, Vi should not have tried to steal it because she would if she would have went in there to try and steal it, even if she would have got it, she would have been immediately just really low because they would have just nuked her and she would have not made it out alive. If she would have died, which she did, they could have just got this. They would have got this inhib. So cool, you get dragon, but that would have just been your first dragon. That's not even a big deal. You would have lost a bot inhib and maybe even a mid inhib just because you decided to die. Ooh, that was a good hook. He didn't need to flash. Oh, she had ult, never mind. Okay, backdooring like this is never a good idea unless you actually have vision of their entire team. Because now, the same principle. He's dead. Now, the other team has opportunities to take something. This pressure from top on Morgana is really good, though. It does make the other team not able to push very much. But you got Vi pushing bot. She might get that turret. So it might be a little bit of a trade. Yeah, see? Just remember, every time you die, even if you are the only person dead, you give the other team opportunities to take more from you. Like Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai dying over here gave Vi this turret. But yet kind of at the same time it got you this turret because they were killing him and not stopping her. But that's Morgana's good. That's her playing good, not. There's no reason to Zhonya's on that because you're not gonna get out anyway. Pulling Leona is the worst thing you can do. You never want to pull Leona. Okay, this is a good flank, but hold on, they might actually win this. Trinity Revolt, yep. They should have went in on that flank. Okay, another misconception that a lot of bronze, silver, and even gold, plat, a lot of players, any rank, have this misconception. Probably not Challenger and Diamond because they actually have a better grasp of this. Everyone thinks pushing mid as 5 is the good thing to do. In a lot of cases it is, they're not wrong. But you gotta look at your other lanes. Okay, count out the minion damage. This is full wave with cannon minion, this is full wave with cannon minion. Except this wave has all of these minions helping them damage. So this is going to push, and this wave is going to get a lot bigger. This wave up here is doing the exact same thing. So pushing mid right now is a very good idea because technically you are pushing every single lane. And if you get to this turret, even though they can hold it, if you can just stall it out, keep pressure on this lane, and they will have to send someone to clear out these two waves or else they will lose their other side lanes. And when they send someone, then you can fight. Okay, Trinimir's going for that back door. Because these three people are dead. He should have just fought her. That's bad. Never mind. Actually, that is really bad. Don't. Okay, every time you ult as Rek'Sai or Pantheon or someone who's a lot of global mobility like that, look at your objective timers. If this is going to spawn, don't come up here to get a red buff. This red buff is not going to impact anything very much right now. That's barely going to do anything. Let's say in a team fight, you're going to get off maybe, what, 8, 9 auto attacks, probably 10 if you're lucky. But by the time you've done that, you're going to be getting hit by about 4 people. Because you're melee and you're going to have to go for their carries. You're going to be taking a ton of damage. Okay, it is still good that they got this dragon, but the point is like, if the other team they had the timer for this. If they would have literally just gone as 5 and sat in this pit when they saw Rek'Sai up here, and they did see Rek'Sai up here because they had this, and when Rek'Sai ulted, you came across that ward. So, actually, I'm not sure if they did. If he did, then they should have just been there. But the point is, they should have been there anyway. They should have been at that dragon pit, in the dragon pit, if they could. Probably not in it. That's probably a bad idea. But the second that dragon spawns, look who they have. They have a Varus, they have a Tryndamere, they got a Vi, they have a Ziggs. They have 4 people that dish out a ton of damage, and they could nuke that before he could walk from red to dragon, even with mobility boots. Okay, you should have. Oh, that was a really good flash. See, look, she's doing really good. She's orb walking now. But now is the time you get the hell out. Okay, for life. Ooh, the very, very nick of that. Another good thing to learn. It's not going to depict if you're bronze or not. It's just a good thing to learn that can save your life, like in Jinx's case. If you're running through like tight places like this, or even just like out of this area, you're going through a little crevice right here where you know people are on the other side. Stay as far away from this side of the wall as possible. If she would have hugged this part of the wall all the way through, that would not have hit her, but instead she got really scared and wanted the quickest route. They are always going to expect the quickest route through, so if you don't take it, they're going to miss if they don't have vision of you. This is also this is 37 minutes into the game, and not one team has done Baron.